talking to Nyambi Nyambi and Michael Boatman regarding the final season. It's a good fight. Hello, guys. How's it going?
Hello.
Good. How are you?
We've been on this rodeo for a good minute now, so it's good to see that you guys are coming back for one last run. Coming into this, where are we with your characters? I always feel every season is something different, you know? So, Nyambi, where are we with you guys? With you? Your character.
Well, with my character is sort of at the end of the rope in terms of when it comes to protecting my own, protecting the firm, protecting the family. It's like I've got to find another way. And so then, you know, we will explore what's another way, and you know, in terms of protecting our own.
Michael?
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting because that's an interesting theme I think that runs throughout. We're all, I feel, sort of at the end of our respective sort of philosophical ropes. And in this sense, for Julius, last season he was arrested, then he was pardoned, all because of his conservative, you know, affiliations. And then at the beginning of this season, we find him sort of a little at sea because he's had so much trouble with his lifelong philosophy. And at one point we find him, and I think it's in the 4th episode maybe, actually advising Diane Lockhart's character around some issues dealing with Democrats and what the Democratic Party is doing wrong. And so at one point, it's sort of a sense of, what? Oh, but like what's happening, I think what's happening in the country is this sense of everything we believed doesn't seem to be true, or it's true, but it's crazy now, or it's incredibly twisted and complicated. And the people who say one thing is true think that the other people are evil. The people who say the other thing is true think that, you know, and so it's all sort of jumbled up, and Julius is sort of, I think, sort of trying to navigate between the tension of being who he's always been, but and also, by the way, being incredibly loyal to the firm, to the family, as Nyambi has said in earlier interviews about the cast, that we are a family. And so he's in it. To me, the tension, the role, the part of playing the sort of the tension between two opposites is always, you know, kind of the most fun, and that's where Julius finds himself in this season.
You know, when the show first started, obviously as a spinoff to The Good Wife, you know, first thing is I said, you know, how different it's going to be, and I thought, and I think about how Boston legal was different from the practice, you know, and with this, especially with your characters, you know, the writers, you guys have had, I wouldn't say fun, but an extraordinary amount of layers with your characters each different season. As you just mentioned just now, you know, you're dealing with politics, which has been throughout the course of its run, whether it be race, politics, with a little comedy thrown in there.
Yeah.
For you guys as actors, how has it been for you when you get the script, whether it be a new episode or a new season, where you see your character is growing and growing? Nyambi?
You know, it's sort of like Christmas Eve going into Christmas Day when we get a script and we open up that script, and knowing just in terms of how rich the writing is, you know, and also sort of how extreme we can go. It's always sort of like, you know, like where are we going to go next? You know, where we're going to go next? What adventure we're going to do? You know, are we going to embark on now? And so yeah, so for me, when it came with, you know, last year with everything that happened with COVID, that was crazy, you know, to me in terms of what, you know, and that, you know, the fact that I'm seeing Frederick Douglass, Karl Marx, you know, Jesus, yeah, and having these conversations with these characters. Would never imagine that in my life, you know, and then to have it on the page was incredible. And then the same thing this season, where it goes, it's like, what? Wait, that way, that's where we're going. Okay, okay, let's see where this takes us. It's really fun. I mean, it's fun to play in terms of just you know, because it costs something. That's why, you know, it's, you know, and you know, you know, as an actor, I don't want to speak for Michael, but it's best when it costs something, you know, when you feel like it costs something to sort of like give you know, a piece of yourself to the character you're playing in order to, you know, reach where that character, to meet that character where they are. And that's been the beautiful thing about opening up a script, especially when it's your time to step up, you know.
Michael?
Yeah, you know, I always love a script that scares me. When I open it up and I go, oh, are we really gonna have that conversation on camera? Oh, on Paramount Plus. And there's that little part of me, particularly around racial issues, and we've had many on our show, where I go, we're not gonna talk about. They're gonna change that by the time the network's never gonna allow. No, we you know. At one point, I had a joke where I think we were all sitting around, standing around on the set, all of our wonderful young Black associates, which in one level is amazing because they're beautiful, they're young, they're the future. And then with the partners, there's Audra, myself, there's Jay, there's whether it's Delroy Lindo or Andre Braugher this season. There's this, I used to say, I'm on the blackest show on television. How did that happen? I mean, we are really talking about issues that affect Black communities everywhere, all over the diaspora. So, and sometimes those things have, you know, that whole thing what people used to say about when Cosby was in so much trouble. Oh, why are we airing our dirty laundry? Oh, we shouldn't be, you know what I mean? That's how sometimes episodes of the show, when I would get that script and I'd go, ooh, wow. Oh, they're making Carl Redding a sexual predator. Ooh, that's gonna, you know what I mean? But of course, it's what happens in real life, and it's always gratifying. So I always appreciate when I'm not necessarily particularly a daring person in my life. I've certainly done crazy things, but when I'm working, it's great to know that doing something daring in the writings that my character gets to be a part of. It's very gratifying.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Someone mentioned to me that this show will probably be on Jeopardy at one point, as far as which show has appeared in 3 networks, from CBS to CBS All Access to Paramount Plus.
That's right.
You know?
Yes, that's right.
You know, and all in the same family. But you know, you guys were the flagship to start off, to jumpstart a couple of networks, and you held it through. Keep it going. Obviously, I'll follow you with your next endeavors, but I'll see you down the road. Have a good one.
Great to see you, Wilson.
Thank you. It's great to see you.